What's going on, guys? Chris here, and welcome back to another episode on the Maplecraft server. I don't know what episode this is going to be. But anyways, today we are going to actually work on... Un momento, por favor. We're going to work on putting down the glass for the base, and I'm going to talk, and you guys are going to be so cringy because I'm using lapis. Yeah, I got a bunch of lapis. We do have a lapis villager. And a bunch of villagers to trade to get emeralds, so nobody worry that I'm wasting these emeralds, and it's actually kind of an accident. I didn't think it was going to take as much lapis as it did. I took 2 blocks from the thing I did with armor the other night, or armor and torch. I forgot his name for some reason. I took 2 blocks out of the 10, and I gave the rest to the community area, and I thought, okay, I'll just take the 2 blocks. That should be enough to do all the lapis for the glass to put on the inside, and I was horribly mistaken, as those 2 blocks vanished very quickly. So I went to Torch's. Torch has a very cacophony of villagers. Actually, I don't know why I said that. He has one villager that sells lapis. It's 1 emerald for 1 lapis, and that guy also takes zombie flesh, so I got a bunch of zombie flesh and used the zombie flesh. And then after that, I went, and there's a guy who sells paper at the desert, and they sat there and grinded paper, and they got a bunch of emeralds, so we're good to go. Don't worry about me using up all the server supply of lapis. They still have lapis in the lapis thing with the enchantment table. Anyway, it's time that we have a talk. That is indeed true. No, I had a good buildy talky episode in a while, so I think that's what I'm going to do today. This is being recorded on Wednesday, July the 15th, 2015. For those who needed a timestamp. Oh man, I'm going to drown. But today was supposed to be, well, it is, it's Prime Day, the big fancy day where Amazon was supposed to have all kinds of crazy sales for Prime members. It was supposed to be as good as Black Friday. I thought, oh damn it, I don't have a Silk Touch pick yet, so that's like a quarter of a lapis block wasted. Anyway, they're like, oh man, the sales are gonna be so great, and you're gonna save so much money, and everything is going to be happy. It's going to be just like Black Friday. We're going to sell everything in the world, and it's going to be really cheap. And I was like, oh man, I can't wait to get on there, because I wanted to buy a new hard drive for recordings, because the ungodly amount of games I have installed to this computer is sucked up in the vast majority of my hard drive space. And I was like, I'm going to get a new CPU cooler, because I'm using the stock one, and that is not very good for much of anything. If you own an AMD CPU, I'm going to drown. And I got on this morning. I actually woke up a little earlier because I got an email about it. Amazon was kind enough to send me an email right about the time that my the silencer on my phone goes away, because I have the feature on my phone that's like, it shuts up. I'm gonna drown. Oh no. It shuts up your phone from, like, I think mine's set to like 11 to 9, and it started buzzing me at 9. So I was like, you know what? Why not just go ahead and get up? Because it's supposed to be flash sales. Like every 10 minutes they're gonna have a new sale, and it's gonna be all big and fancy. And oh. I got up, and it was like, crap, I did it again. There's like underwear and bananas and duct tape, and like 2 SSDs were the only thing in the computer section on sale. So I was like, okay, that's not really what I was expecting when they said they were having a massive sale. I mean, I understand. Ooh, I should go sleep real quick and add some more sand into the furnace. But anyways, it was like, oh man, I expected there to be a lot more than this, and I've been kind of watching Amazon all day, hoping to see some kind of improvement, and it hasn't. I did order one thing. I got the HP Stream 7 Windows tablet. I've been interested in getting a good tablet for a while now. I had, speaking of Amazon, one of the Kindle. It doesn't run on Android. It's like their special operating system. It's not the Kindle book that they had. I did have one of those. I don't know where it's at now. And then there's the Kindle Fire, I think they called it, and it's alright. I just didn't really like the operating system. I was never a huge fan of it, and I like Windows tablets because they're basically just PCs, basically just handheld PCs, and that really interested me. And I saw the Stream 7 was on sale. It was $60, no, $70, and they're having a Amazon wholesale. Is it wholesale? What is it? Oh no. Hold on. I've got it up in the background, but I don't think I can find it. It's like Amazon warehouse, fulfillment warehouse, or whatever. It's basically if they find a box, it's like scuffed up in some way. They keep it and they sell it for a lower price already, and then you can buy it for even cheaper on Prime Day because they have a 15% off discount on those. So it came down, I think the end total, it's selling for $87 right now. I think I got it for $70, and it was $70, so it went down to about $60, and it comes with a free trial, it comes with a free subscription to Microsoft Office, which is really cool. Or 365, which is the one that only works for about a year. Well, it works for exactly a year, which is really cool because I'm about to go into college, and I can really use that. So I'll probably hold off on activating that until I'm about to actually go into college, so I can have full use of it. But it's really cool because I do like the Windows Opera. I gave Windows 8 a lot of crap when it first came out because I didn't think it would really be that good, and I was like, oh, this is just for a tablet. It's just for mobile, it's not going to be that good. And then I got a Windows 8 laptop, which I like, but it's not particularly, it's not that fast. It's not anything special. It's a good laptop, I like it, and it's good if I need to go on the move or anything, but it was just like, it never particularly, the laptop itself never impressed me. And I saw, oh man, oh man, and I saw this tablet on sale, and I was just like, you know what, I could use that, and I had the money for it, and I paid $60 for it, and it's supposed to be here Friday, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know when this episode's going to go up, so I'm recording it on Wednesday. But yeah, I still got, I do have in my shopping cart a Cooler Master. I think it's the TX3, which is the next step below the very popular 212 Evo. Which is a very good CPU cooling unit, which usually runs about $30, and this one runs about $18, but I'm waiting to see because I returned an item to Amazon today. I actually dropped it off at the UPS store. That's another story I'd like to tell. But anyways, what was it? Oh yeah, oh man, I want to get that because it's $18, and the reason I brought up the return thing was because today I got a, I talked about this a few weeks ago that I got a Wi-Fi adapter, and it was by TP-Link, and the way my PC was set up, it couldn't get a strong signal, so it was way worse than the USB adapter I'm using now. And I know there's everybody like, oh, why don't you use wired internet, you filthy peasant? It's because my modem's on the other end of the house. But nevertheless, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is I returned it today. I finally pulled it out of my PC and boxed it up, and I sent it. And I went down to the UPS store, and I sent them the box, and my phone buzzed on the way home, and like the responsible driver I am, I didn't check it until I got home, and it was like, your order has been refunded. And I was like, oh my god, I haven't even, it's not even there yet. Like, I literally just dropped it off, and I guess when they scanned the code on the shipping label, it was like, okay, there you go. And that's a lot of trust, I gotta admit. That's a lot of trust. And I'm glad, because I sent the product back. It's not like I just sent an empty box. I sent the full product back with everything that came with it. But at the same time, it's like, that's a lot of trust in people, especially people on the internet. But yeah, it says $30 they refunded me because I think it was $8 for shipping, and at the same time, apparently I had to pay like $3 for the box, which kind of made me mad. But I didn't have a box to ship it in, so I guess I can't really complain too much there. But anyways, nevertheless, that was really cool. They refunded me my $30 back. They did only put $15 in my account, and then my bank account, and they put another $15 on my Amazon account. So I have $15 store credit, and I'm checking constantly to see if that cooler, because it's cooler I'm looking at is $18. I'm really hoping it drops down to 15 so I can get it, or around there. I'm a stickler for a good deal. So I'd like to see that happen, and if it doesn't, I think I'm just going to go ahead and, oh man, my foot itches. Oh man. But I think I am going to try and get a keyboard and case for my new tablet that I will be receiving, because that's only about $20. So I might go ahead and crack. I don't know. I have not yet decided. I might just go ahead and use the store credit to buy the cooling unit, because I do need one. I am running the stock fan, and the other day, it was like when I was recording with Fraps, or I started playing the Elder Scrolls Online, it's spins up and it gets really fast, and it doesn't cool the system that much. It stays around 50 degrees Celsius, which is very, very warm. When it's on, if it's on load, it's not like on, like right now, I think I'd have to check the system, the Specky application or program that I have installed to see. That's literally the name. It's S-P-E-C-C-Y. If you are interested, Specky, and it tells like all kind of information, like your system temps and your fan speeds and all that cool stuff. I think on idle it sits about 20, but it goes up to 40 to 50 if it's getting really loady. Like when I'm recording with Fraps or using or playing the Elder Scrolls Online, because it's a very graphically demanding game, kind of. I guess I don't know why it spins up, because it does it with GTA 5 too. But I guess I can segue away from Amazon, because that's about all I had to say about them, and talk about Elder Scrolls Online. I got that on the Green Man Gaming sale. Oh man, all the sales this week. Yeah, they had a sale, and the Imperial Edition was, well, the regular edition was $15 plus a code, got it down to like $12, but it was sold out. But the Imperial Edition was like 20, it was like as close to, I think it was $30, and it was, you could enter the code and get it for 21. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna hop on that, because it's an Elder Scrolls game, and I myself do fancy myself a fan of MMOs. And I hopped on the deal, and it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I was very skeptical going into it, because I heard a lot of bad stuff about the Elder Scrolls Online, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that when it launched, it was a pay-to-play game, which basically means you buy the game. At the time, it was $60. I think it's still $60, but it's $60, and then you pay $10 or whatever a month. Actually, I think it's $15 a month, and a lot of people weren't happy about that, and I really wasn't in the arrangement to get it where I had to pay more a month, because I just never been a fan of the business model, despite the fact that I played RuneScape for like 10 years. But anyways, that's not the point of the conversation. The point is, I got the game, and I don't think there's a time tracker built in. I'm just going to slowly be building this all the way around while I talk. This is going to take a lot more glass than I thought it would. And I'm going to take a quick break off of the Elder Scrolls to say basically what I'm doing here is I'm going to encapsulate this whole thing in glass, and then I'm going to drain the whole thing. And then that's going to be a thing, and I might have to get somebody else on and do some stuff about that. But anyways, back to the Elder Scrolls Online. I was very skeptical going in, because it had gotten a lot of flack, and I hadn't really kept up too much with it after it got all the flack after launch. And I just got it because it was on sale. It was $20. It was a good deal for the game. It's the Imperial Edition is usually $80, so I got $60 off the game. So I was like, oh man, I'd be an idiot not to take that deal. And I got it, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I found myself really, really enjoying the game. It runs very well on my system, despite the fact that it does make my fan sound like it's about to take off into space. It does run a stable 90 frames per second. And it is a very, very good game in my opinion. This is, granted, like I said, I've played RuneScape for a very long time, so I'm very invested in MMOs, and I really do enjoy MMOs. I've never gotten to WoW, but I really do. I enjoy the MMOs, and after a while, it does feel like an Elder Scrolls game at heart. I was very disappointed by the lack of character customization. There's only like 5 hairstyles and 5 beard styles, and it's generally my rule of thumb when creating a character to have a beard of some assortment on the character. And they were like, nope, there's like 4 beards. There's like, actually I think there were only like 2 beards, a goatee, and an eye patch. And I was like, okay, that's, because for some reason eye patches were grouped with beards. But I was like, alright, that's not very cool, but whatever. And I made a pretty decent looking dude. Usually, I'm used to Elder Scrolls games being able to, like, well, really Bethesda games in general, like, I can customize everything about this guy. And it was just like, nope, you do not get that liberty today. I am making a huge mistake, because I'm going to have to put glass up there too. So let me go ahead and start knocking that out. Is this my efficiency pick? This is my efficiency pick. But yes, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get Aqua Affinity. I'm going to wait for an Aqua Affinity helmet, because I need to knock that cobblestone out. That was just there as a kind of a marker. But anyways, back on topic. It's very good. It plays a lot like an Elder Scrolls game. I really like the combat system in it. I like the abilities system. It does make me want to get one of those fancy mice with the 50 million buttons on the side, but I really do like the ability system. It definitely livens up the combat. Because usually it's like, oh man, stab, 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 stab. They fall over, stab, stab, spell, spell, stab. And this one, it seems like it's a bit more involving than that. Like, you kind of got to pay attention, and you're constantly monitoring. Because usually it's like, oh man, I'm going to watch my health. This guy's dead. Okay, let's move. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to watch this guy die. Stab, 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 or shoot, or magic, or whatever. Because you usually feel kind of OP in Elder Scrolls games, at least in my experience. I mean, there's a couple times where I kind of got to stand back and think about it, but for the most part, if I'm playing, like Skyrim, for instance, I'm able just to move through and kill everything and keep on going. But in the Elder Scrolls Online, I find myself, like, having to stand and be like, okay, what am I doing? I got to kind of think this through. Alright, I'm going to use this action, I'm going to drain his health, I'm going to take a quick shot of health. I just hit Q like that was actually going to give me a health potion. And stuff like that, and it's like, oh man, that's crazy. It's a lot more involving than just stand there and stab the person to death, as is with the usual Elder Scrolls, which is cool. I like it. I really do like it. And the fact that they do have a lot of voice actors is something that was interesting to me, because usually Bethesda games are very, very bad about voice actors. They hire like 10 to voice the entire game. No, usually they hire like 10 people and one big name guy. Like, they had, oh god, Patrick Stewart. Is that? Yeah, it's Patrick Stewart, I think. I'm probably getting it wrong, but he did the Emperor in that's because Fallout 3. He did the Emperor in Oblivion, and he did the, and we had Liam Neeson as the father in Fallout 3, and there's probably some big name voice actor I'm not remembering from Fallout New Vegas. But that's usually their business model, is just this really kind of stupid way of going about it with the, oh man, we're going to get the biggest name voice actor we can, have him drop. If you've ever watched Zero Punctuation, which is a very good show, by the way, I recommend you watch it. It's like 5 minutes. Basically, if you've never seen it before, it's a guy who, he's very critical of games, and he plays them, or he does these kind of animations, and it shows off. Just look it up. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but it's a very good show. It comes on YouTube every Wednesday. But he was talking, I think, about Fallout 3 or Oblivion. He says generally Bethesda's business model is to get the biggest name voice actor they can and have him fall off the face of the earth 10 minutes in. And what in the holy hell am I doing? And it's pretty true if you ever played a Bethesda game. Like, yeah, they killed the Emperor. Spoiler alert, if for some reason you haven't played Oblivion, like a 10-year-old game at this point. I mean, it's like, yeah, Picard dies in 5 seconds into the game. You don't even get out of the first dungeon before he's dead. Or in Fallout 3, he didn't make it a decent way into the game before Liam Neeson dropped off the face of the earth, which was pretty cool. But at the same time, it's like, now when I was playing Elder Scrolls Online, it's like, it wasn't very often when I ran into two people with the same voice. I didn't find myself doing it that much, and there were a couple times I did find voice actors from other Elder Scrolls games, like one of the regularly used voice actors in Oblivion is like a hold leader. It's really cool, but yeah, you rarely ever, maybe 3 or 4 times did I hear, so far, I'm probably 10 hours in at this point, and I've maybe 3 or 4 times heard the same voice on a character, which is really good, and it gives me a lot of hope for Fallout 4 that they're going to do the same with that, especially with the voiced main character. I'm really, really hoping that they have a feature, they have more voices for the people, and I also wouldn't mind seeing, I doubt they'll actually have anything. Oh man, I gotta wait till I get 16, make a perfect quarter stack. But anyways, I really hope they do have more voice actors for the character, the main character, because that's the big thing about Fallout 4. It's the main character has a voice now, and it's like, oh man, that's cool and all, but it's like, what if I don't like his voice? Or what if I don't want a voice at all? Because that's generally how I play through it. And I am kind of concerned for mods, because some of my favorite mods do have quests where you have dialogue options, and I know every small widdly-wee mod maker isn't going to have the resources to contact whoever voiced the character. I don't know who the male character is voiced by, but I do know the female character is voiced by the same person who did Jack from Mass Effect, and I'm very excited about that because I love Mass Effect. But yeah, that's pretty cool. But I would be interested to see more voice actor options, or maybe more like just general, like no voice actor or whatever, because that's one thing I really do love about the Bethesda games, is that they're very open world in the fact that you can create your character however you want to. And I feel like they kind of take some of that freedom away when they say, alright, you're gonna have a voice. The character has a voice now, and you can't just imagine him saying whatever you want him to say, and I don't know if that sounds the same. It's just the way I play. I generally play those kinds of games very role play at heart. Like, the way I generally do it, I'll do my first playthrough, I'll do, like, as the game intended me to play the game, and it's just, okay, let me get through and do all this stuff and play, and then I'll go through on the second playthrough. Most of the time I'll mod the game and play it how I want to play it, with, like, a role-play aspect, just to be more interesting. But this time I kind of feel like he's like, Todd Howard's like, yeah, there's 400 hours of exploring and all this to do, and it's like, yeah, it's cool and all, but I mean, it's like, I still do enjoy being my own character, not being a predetermined character, and I guess you could say that kind of cancels itself out with the, oh man, you're the courier, you're the lone wanderer, you're whoever else is in the Fallout games. But that's just kind of the way I do it. I don't know. I do not know. And I think this rant is about to come to an end. We just broke the 20-minute mark. This has been a very productive episode. I got half, not even half, I got probably a quarter of that done, which is cool. Hopefully by next episode I'll have it all done. I think in the next episode I'm going to go and do some stuff at Spawn, because I've hung out here for like the last 5 episodes. Oh man, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And I do hope you guys are enjoying the 60 frames per second thing. That's another thing I haven't really brought up. I brought it up in the last episode. I talked about it at the beginning very briefly. But this is it's all now being shot in 60 frames per second. The glorious 60 FPS. And it's really cool. And I'm still using OBS. Hi. Who was that? I got someone twittered me on follow. Followed me on Twitter. Anyways. Okay, that guy just asked me to direct message him. Guy, if you're watching this, you just got a shout out. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm still fighting Action Marillus on getting my refund on Action. I've taken to the effect that if I send them an email every day until they give me a refund or block my email address, I'm going to do something. At least I'm being constructive in the emails I'm sending them and not just sending them an email a day. I might post the emails because I think there are some kind of interesting lines. I don't know. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button and let me know. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to look around and see if you can find some content in which you enjoy, and if you do, be sure to subscribe so that you can see more. We're pushing for 500 subscribers at this point. I talked about doing an 8-hour live stream. I might do it longer if I hit 500 subscribers coming up, so we'll see. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Chris, signing off.